Hello, Aunt Maddie. Hello. You're the first one here. Let me get myself together. Welcome, welcome. How's your day today? Awesome. Thank you so much. Yes, please share me out. Let me share myself out while I'm at it too. Whew, what a day, what a day, what a day. Hey, Booski. Thank you so much for coming. Share me out. I know a lot of people are going live today. So I'm competing with a lot of people. So I'm trying to share myself out. Thank you so much, Aunt Maddie. I appreciate you. Let me share it out on my page too. You guys are too funny. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you guys. There's so much stuff going on today. Thursday is just a hot day for everybody. Thank you so much. All right, I'm trying to get. All right, we're going to try to see if that helps any. Thank you, ladies, for sharing me out. I so appreciate it. Yeah, I know about 4 people who are going live right now. Thank you. I know about 4 people who are going live right now. So this is going to be a tough one. I don't know if I should even keep Thursdays because it's such a popular day. But I kind of feel like Throwdown Thursdays is a kind of a good hook to kind of bring people in. I might just have to throw down at another time. Hello, us never them. Welcome. Welcome everyone to my live stream. We're trying to get some more people in. As I was saying, we have about 4 different channels that I know of that are all doing live streams right now. So it is tough. It is tough, but I appreciate you guys coming in. I totally, totally thank you. If you can share me out, share me out. Hi, Yoga with Mo. Hey, doing your hair. You see me, right? I posted, I don't know if anybody's on my Instagram, Burns. I know you are. I think Aunt Maddie and I are connected through Instagram as well. Yes, yes, thumbs me. You see, I'm still a young one at this. So yes, thumbs me up as well. If you guys are on my Instagram, you will have seen a picture of me with my hair much longer and in its curly state. And I was like, man, I really want to get my hair back to that length. And so I was like, well, one of the main things I did was not mess with my hair as much. So I was like, you know what? Let me braid up this hair. I put it in plaits and put this wig on. This wig, yep. It's a wig. And threw this on, and I was like, okay, I will be rocking this hair for a minute. I want to give my hair a chance to like really just have a moment. Thank you. Thank you. No channel gets left behind. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm competing with a lot of folks. I know. So, you know, as many people as I can get on here, I'm appreciative of each and every one. LA in the house. Okay, LA, let's go. California love. I love it. I love it. We're going to just see if a couple more people come in. I'm going to start talking at about 9:15. It's 9:11 my time right now. And I really want to talk about, you know, us small YouTubers and how we can just band together, because I keep hearing the same things over and over and over. And we gotta really band together. Yeah, yoga with Mo. Yep, that's my number one tip. Don't touch your hair and it will grow. Yeah, if I do nothing to my hair but wash it, condition it, and then braid it up and don't touch it, it grows exponentially. It just grows like a weed. So I'm hoping that, you know, me putting it up and throwing a wig on, and, you know, every now and again, the husband loves, you know, something new. This is Natasha coming tonight to the bedroom. Natasha. You know, I'm a black Russian spy tonight. Darling, yes. Yeah, this is an amazing time for small YouTubers. This is a time that we really need to get our content out, because quiet as kept, those big ones, the big YouTubers, they are scrambling. They don't know what to do right now. I saw Jackie Ina on a live with Pat McGrath. You know, I love me some Mother Pat. So I was watching today. And I was like, wow, I haven't seen her do anything in a minute. And that's what I'm saying. They don't know what to do, because, right, like, what am I going to show you that I have not already, like, spilled and shared with a bunch of you already? But now is the time to get creative and start doing some stuff. Like I told you guys before, I'm digging in the crates. You know, this is my crate back here, what I call my crate, you know, my luxury crate here, darlings, where I go in and I just, you know, use my stuff that I've had, and I just, you know, get inspired. Like, there's so much I have in here. My boyfriend always teases me. He's like, you don't have enough faces to use all the stuff you've got in here. But it's true, I don't. But I love makeup so much, and I've always loved makeup since I was little. So now that I have this platform and I have them, you know, just readily at my disposal to play with, I am loving it. I'm loving it. Vern says, let's see them kick out real content and create something. Hun, don't sit in your mansion and twiddle your thumbs while me and you come out here and do our thing. Because guess what? Yeah, collabs do help a lot. Absolutely. And I'm willing to collab with anyone, whether it be about makeup or not. I told Deanna, I was like, I'm not that knowledgeable about wigs and stuff and how to like slay wigs. I've had this wig forever. And this is what I play with when I want to do straight hair because I have not put heat in my hair for about a year now. So I play with wigs when I want a straight look. And I'm like, let me try to up my wig game a little bit. I see you over here slaying the content with the wigs. Let me, give you some ideas for lipsticks because she doesn't really use a lot of like eyeshadow and lashes and stuff like that. So I told her I'd give her some lipstick and she's going to send me a wig. So we're going to do a collaboration hopefully soon with that. So take a look at that. But Verns, I'd love to do a collab with you. Yoga with anybody. Aunt Maddie, anybody. You've been posting more and cleared a little studio space in the corner of your room. Yeah. You have to have a space to create. I'm going to do a lot more with this back wall. I was waiting because we were actually supposed to be moving. But, Rona and all. Then put a kibosh on that. So I'm hoping that we can move soon because I really need some new stuff. I really need to get a new vanity chair because the chair I'm sitting on, I'm just like praying every night when I sit here and I film that it doesn't completely fall apart and I fall on the floor while I'm filming. Because that would be a hot mess to fall on the floor while I'm on a live or filming. So, hi, Esther's Corner. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. I know, like I said, there's a lot of people I'm competing with today. A lot of people want to go live on Thursdays. But, we just got to band together. I would love to see. And since I'm putting out the suggestion, I would most certainly be the ringleader to do this. But I think that we need to do a schedule so that we can all support each other. Like, I know I like to go live on Sundays and Thursdays. Now, with everybody going live on Thursdays, I might have to change my Thursday to something else. But I would love to get into a rhythm where I know, okay, Sunday comes on, I'm going to watch this one, and then I'm going to watch, then I'm going to be on myself and people are going to come to me. Monday it's so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. Like, I would love to get a rhythm going like that. And even for the uploads, because I post content as well. I post my content on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Wednesdays and Saturdays at 8 p.m. I try to do premieres, but that doesn't always go because sometimes I get pulled into something and I have to miss it. Like yesterday, I missed my own premiere. But I had to, get pulled into something else. So I missed it. But I'm going to try to do more of that. And maybe I'll do it earlier in the morning. Like, I don't know if people are early birds like me, but I wake up pretty early in the morning. And so I can go live in the morning and do, coffee break with Shannon or coffee break with Brown Girl Bella, something like that. I would love that. So yeah, yoga with Mo. Okay, I just ordered a yoga mat. I don't know when it's going to come because all my shipments have been like crazy. And I was just on somebody else's live saying how YouTube and Sephora must be in cahoots because I've been trying to get my Cheeks Out premiere with Fenty Beauty out for the longest time. I placed my order. I'm a Rouge member with Sephora, so I placed my order right away. Still don't have it. and everybody else has done theirs. So by the time I get mine next week, it's going to be obsolete. So this is the kind of thing that I'm talking about. Like with beauty, you have to always be on that curve. Unlike other people who have the luxury of doing their content whenever they feel like it. Kind of beauty, you have to strike while the iron is hot, and you have to get in and really get on that first wave of whatever new is coming out. And I have a segment that I usually do on Instagram, but I am going to start doing a video kind of segment of it too. What's new, what's now, and what's next. And that really is talking about all these new things that are coming out, these new makeup releases, both drugstore and high end, because I think that my content, although it's geared to luxury, I have a lot of people who don't buy luxury brands, and so they want to see what options are available for them. So I want to make sure that I'm also giving them my Bargain Bella. You know, I also have my Bargain Bella line. So I also want to make sure that I'm giving people a plethora of things that would appeal to them. So Bargain Bella stuff, high-end stuff, what's new, what's now, and what's next. So, you know, forward thinking, what's happening. Also in skincare, you guys know, oh yeah, you can always make content without buying everything. But I think with beauty, you kind of have to be on that cusp of what's happening. So a lot of things that are coming up that are happening in skincare, like new innovations in skincare that's happening, I want to be able to give you guys that as well. Some new things that I'm trying, just to give you a little sneak peek. I got this from Good Molecules. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, okay. Maybe you can see it now. It's a silicone-free priming moisturizer. I've been using it all this week. So far, oh my God, it feels amazing on the skin. Amazing. It really kind of like, when you put it on, it feels soft. It feels nourishing to the touch. It feels like your skin is drinking in a glass of water. And it really does help hydrate your skin. And then as a primer, I'm also using this. And this is by Ciate London. This is something I've been trying this week as well. Oh, I have it upside down. Sorry, guys. This is a hydrating primer, but if you can see inside, you see these little specks? That's watermelon. And this is by Ciate London. It's not expensive at all. I'm going to leave a link to it when I finish this. Now that I have my links going. Excuse me, I got to sneeze. Dab. Now that I have my links together, I'm going to start linking more of the products that I really, really love and really feel passionate about. And those are two that are really inexpensive and really work well for me. Vern says she likes the Queen, Latifah, and HD Flawless, BB, and Fit products. Is Queen Latifah still doing makeup with CoverGirl? I didn't know that. I thought their collaboration ended, or the line was discontinued. But yeah, I love that. Essence Corner, bless you too. Thank you guys so much. I so appreciate you guys for coming on. So yeah, so that's what I really want to do, is make content that, you know, even if you're not a luxury makeup wearer, you can appreciate stuff. And I can also tell you about things that I love that are on the luxury scale that you can buy at your local drugstore or Walmart or wherever you buy your makeup from. Because a lot of these brands, although they're high end, they have parent companies that you can go to and get the same product, maybe not at the same caliber, but the same type of product for a much less price. So yes. So any other ideas? Guys, this is our time to really kind of brainstorm, because right now we're all small YouTubers in here. So, tell me about your struggles. Tell me about, what you have been experiencing as a small YouTuber. And if you want to come up and give your story as well, I'm open to that too. Just let me know. Rihanna, I OD'd on Rihanna's products. When she first came out, I OD'd. I have some of her stuff still that's on my table that I can point out for you. Hang on. I'm just pulling some out that are like my top faves. Yes, stay consistent and be honest about running playlists. Absolutely. I have been trying to get into this playlist group. I need to hit somebody offline because maybe I'm not the most technologically savvy person, but I've been trying to do there's these certain steps that they want you to do to get on their playlist. And I've been trying and I'm like, I don't know how to connect this stuff. I don't know how to connect this stuff. But okay, I love Rihanna's products. Some of the things that I have still that I'm rocking is her Fenty foundation. I have both of them. So this one is the first one that came out, and this one is in 390. So this is her first foray of foundation. And then this is also 390, but this is her new version, which is the hydrating long wear foundation. I like them both for different reasons. I like this when I'm feeling a little drier because it does have that hydrating property and it helps my skin maintain some kind of moisture without drying out. And then in the summertime, I like this because this is a little bit more lightweight than this one when it comes to a summertime product. Hi, Daddy Days. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. We're talking about how we are all struggling as small YouTubers and what kind of things we're doing as small YouTubers to kind of get the momentum going and get our channels noticed. And then I got asked about Fenty products. So these are both of her foundations. I love them both. I also have her concealers. So I have two of those. I have a darker version, which is 420 that I use underneath my eye. And then a lighter version, which is 370 to just brighten underneath. And then when I want to highlight maybe my forehead and my chin, if I want to really do a big glam, then I will use the 370 all over as well. And then I love her powders, her setting powders. I have two. I have Cashew, which is a deluxe size, which really I've had for a long time. So it goes a long way. This is in the color Cashew. And I'll show you what that looks like. Hi, Deanna. Welcome. Thank you so much. That's what Cashew looks like. No problem, honey. I was telling everybody, people have lives all over the stream today. So everybody's coming on. But we're talking about how you can make it as a small YouTuber and what we're doing, especially now through this Rona. And now I'm just talking about some Fenty Beauty products that I love. So I also love for all over my face, I use honey. And this is what honey looks like. So I use that all over my face to set. So those are kind of the products from Fenty that I use every single day almost. And they're always in, like, I have a monthly favorite segment that I do on YouTube. And so usually, you know, something Fenty is in my monthly favorites. So yes. Yeah, you can make it for sure if you're small. Oh, by the way, since you're on the end, I'm gonna put you on the spot because I told you, girl, we need to do this collab. So I'm gonna send you some lipsticks or lip glosses. You need to let me know which ones you want. I'm gonna send you some high-end lip glosses that are my faves, and then you're supposed to send me a Beyonce wig. That's what I want. Because as you can see, I'm trying to let my hair breathe and grow without, you know, touching it and messing with it. So I'm gonna try some wigs now. All makeup lasts a long time. Usually eyeshadows have a shelf life of between 12 and 18 months, but you can go even longer than that if, you know, you maintain it right, you seal it up properly, you take care of it. Yeah, I have IG. We're not IG fam. Brown Girl Bella on IG, Deanna. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, let's collab on that. Let's talk about that. You took it. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, so makeup does last a long time. It's just how you keep it and maintain it. You guys know I love Pat McGrath. Pat McGrath's have a shelf life of 18 months, but I have some that I've had much longer than that. Okay, good. We do follow each other. Okay. So I've had some of my Pat McGrath stuff for like 3 years, 4 years. If you take care of it, it'll last you a long time. But don't get it twisted. I have drugstore stuff too. I don't just do, you know, I don't just have high end. I do have some drugstore stuff as well. So definitely. And one of my favorites that's not technically a drugstore, but it is a very good economical brand, ColourPop. I wore ColourPop lipstick earlier today. Very good. Very good. So let's chat. Let's talk about other ideas. We talked about collabs that we can do as small YouTubers. The algorithm changes almost daily. So you really have to keep abreast of your hashtags, which hashtags are kind of like popular right now, so that you can kind of use those when you can, when it makes sense and when it's appropriate in your content to kind of get that pop. I know for me, one of the biggest things that popped for me as a YouTuber was my Pat McGraths, because everybody loves Pat McGrath. They know her. If you don't know anything about makeup, you kind of know at least that she's been out. She's a makeup artist. She's been around for a long time. Her products are very, very high end and luxury. And so that's how I started building my little clientele and my little community, is that I kind of started getting on that band wave where once I started connecting my Pat McGrath content, it was in that algorithm. So if you pulled up, if you wanted to know about Pat McGrath, sometimes my content would pop up. And then ColourPop, yep, ColourPop is another one. I did a lot of ColourPop tutorials. They have a lot of collabs last year that I did. I know I did one with Makeup Shayla. I did 2 on her collabs. I did a collab on the one that ColourPop did with Makeup by Ellery. So she's another YouTuber that's pretty popular. So, you know, just again, understanding what's new, what's hot, what's next, and then getting on that bandwagon. Yeah, honey, I told you I'll hook you up with a little Pat McGrath. She has some bomb lip glosses that I think you would love. I'm wearing Pat McGrath right now. As a matter of fact, one of her minis lipsticks. This one, let me show you. This one is what I'm wearing right now. This is called Elson. It's beautiful. And it's in my favorite color, pink. So this is one of her minis. I'm telling you, you try Pat McGrath, you are going to love her. You're really going to fall in love with her. Daddy Days, thank you so much for sharing me out. I so appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you can share me out, share me out. I would so much appreciate that. That would be great. Esther's Corner, I'm telling you, you're going to love. I have turned so many people on to Pat McGrath because, first of all, she's Black. So anytime I get to support a fellow sister in the luxury makeup realm, I want to do it. I definitely want to do it. I love luxury makeup too. I think I got it from my mom and my grandmother because both of them loved luxury makeup. I remember crying to my dad at like 14 or 15 that I wanted him to take me to Fifth Avenue in Manhattan because I wanted to get lipstick. And he was like, you can't get lipstick from the corner store. You got to go to Fifth Avenue to get lipstick. I was like, Fifth Avenue has Chanel lipstick. That's what I want. The corner store does not. And he was like, okay, I really did raise a pampered princess. He was like, all right, let's go. So he took me to Fifth Avenue and I went in the store. I forget which store it was, but I got a bottle of Chanel nail polish and I got a lip gloss. And I think it came to like 50 something dollars, almost $60. And he was like, $60 for 2 pieces of stuff? He was like, you are crazy. But I was like, that's what I want. That's what I want. And he was like, all right, well, all right, go ahead. And then I got my first job at 15. And I was working on Wall Street. And my first check, right to Fifth Avenue. Right to Fifth Avenue. I think my second check, I went to Soho and I got like shoes and a handbag. But like that was my thing. That was my thing. Like going to shop for makeup has always been a part of my life. You just finished your hair yoga. You did twists, right? I had to see how they look. I bet they look great. I wish I could do that kind of stuff. Like if I could do my own kind of like what do you call it thing? Deanna does it too. Crochet. I was watching a girl do a crochet and she did like a curl kind of crochet. And I was like, wow, her curls look better than my curls. And it's crochet and it looked so beautiful and so soft too. It's beautiful. So yeah, so I would love to be able to do that. Yeah, you gotta teach me how to do that crochet. I mean, her hair was gorgeous. She did like a ombre style, so the top roots were dark, and then it got light as she went down. Oh, so pretty, so pretty. I did your. Oh, you did your granddaughter's crochet in 3 hours? Wow. See, this is the kind of stuff you guys need to pop in, because I tell you, I was watching that girl and taking notes like, wow, okay, how did she make the braid? Like, I gotta learn how to cornrow my hair like that. Oh yeah, I have a link. Come here. Yoga with Mo, you want to pop in? Absolutely. Here, let me put it in. So yeah, come on board. Is that right? Did I do that right? Yeah, I did. Okay. Yeah, I love that. Does it usually take, okay, yeah, take your time, get dressed. Does it usually take 3 hours though? Awesome, the Foodie Duo. Thank you so much. She says she's modding for another channel right now, but she'll leave me running in the background. And she shared me out. Thank you so much. Do I have a mod? I thought I did have a mod. Burns, aren't you a mod for me? I think, yeah, you are. Awesome. Can you please drop the Foodie Duos link in, and Daddy Days? Can you drop his link too? Thank you, honey. Thank you. Did you call us Booskies? Thank you, Booski. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I love to watch that. I love to watch hair care stuff, especially if they have curly or coily hair. I love watching fashion stuff. Anybody else fellow fashion stuff? I love watching food stuff because I'm a foodie. And I love to get ideas for new recipes and how to make new things. So I love food stuff. I just found a crochet channel. I know I was watching, I was on one of Vern's lives, and she was talking about you need to diversify and get on other people's channels like crocheting and needlepoint and things like that. And I was like, yeah, you definitely need to do that, because you never know where you will find people who like the kind of content that you do. So I went to a crochet channel, and now she's gonna be making pajamas for Brooklyn, my dog. She's gonna be, crocheting her a sweater. So yeah. Hang on. Is Yoga with Mo, you ready? I think so. I think she's in the background. All right, I'm gonna bring up Yoga with Mo. I'm gonna add her. Hi, sis. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, those look good.
Yeah, this is my lazy hair. This is what I do when I don't feel like doing other stuff, because I have fibromyalgia, so sometimes my hands hurt and I can't like do fancy stuff, and sometimes my scalp just like freaks out, so I can't do cornrows as much anymore. So that's just it.
Oh, that is nice. See, my hair is not that thick. My hair is thin and fine. It's kind of like cotton. My daughter's hair is thick and juicy like that. Oh, and it's long too.
Yeah, it's long because I never comb my hair.
Right. So that's what I said. If you don't touch it, it'll grow. It'll grow.
So,
don't like her twist look thick and good? Yeah.
It's
Deanna's
a lot of hair. It's I lost my train of thought.
We're
So
all like staring at your hair like, ooh.
what I do a lot of the time too is I finger detangle it. So I'll detangle with my comb, my white tooth comb in the shower when I have conditioner in. And because my hair is so thick and so long, like a trick my mom taught me is to like rinse out the conditioner under running water. And then I'll put it in like 4-week braids. And when it's like kind of like damp, then I'll put my moisturizer and stuff in, but then I'll only finger detangle.
Yeah.
And if I do this, sometimes I don't even like separate it with a comb. I just finger detangle and like comb it. But if I do like a style I want to be nicer and more polished, then I'll use a comb.
Yeah.
And like this is gonna stay in for maybe 2 weeks.
Nice. But
Yeah.
it will what are we doing? We're not doing anything. We're home.
Yeah,
So
and even,
yeah, that looks beautiful. Now, what kind of products do you use?
Oh, I use. Hold on a second.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Deanna, you have some good products too. And your hair is nice and thick and long too. My hair is long.
Okay, I'm back.
Hey.
Let me just put on my headphones. Okay.
Okay.
So I should mention that I live in St. Lucia in the Caribbean.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
So
how is it there?
It's not too bad. We are confirmed COVID cases free. All the confirmed cases that were recorded have recovered, and all of the people who were in isolation and awaiting test results came back negative. But we're still, yeah. So
that's excellent.
Yeah, we were really lucky. We shut down like at the right time. We only had 15 cases so far, and no one died. No one needed the ICU.
Wow.
Yeah, we were really lucky. But when it looked like things were gonna get bad, because like we went from like 4 cases to 13 cases in 3 days, and the country went into total shutdown for a week. Like you couldn't leave your house unless you were going to the hospital. It was total shutdown, and then it kind of calmed down. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. But then just to see that kind of reaction from a country shows you that if you take immediate action, you can flatten the curve. You can definitely stop this thing from reaching the heights that it's reached. Because right now in New York, it's bad. And then I feel for people who live in Georgia, because tomorrow they're opening up.
Yeah.
And so, I was watching the mayor of Atlanta, Keisha Bottoms, I think it's her name. And she's like, well, the governor never even called her to say, we're opening back up.
Yeah, that's so weird, you know.
She was like, she found out on TV like everybody else. I'm like, wow. Like, I understand that as a governor, you don't have to give a heads up to the other people who are running the state, but it would have been nice to pick up a phone and saying, hey, this is my thought. This is what I think I'm going to do, so that she's not caught off guard. But to find out on TV, like, who does that? That just goes to show you, like,
it's been a lot of
conscious when we start doing our elections in November about who we put into office.
As someone who lived in white America, because I went to college in Connecticut. It was 97% white at the time.
That's where I am now in Connecticut.
I'm apprehensive, yo. I feel like people will still, um, if I'm being weird, it's because I'm in reverse in the camera. And I'm like,
I know, me too. I'm like, is it this
trying to get my hair out of my
this
face?
part?
Yeah, as someone who lived with them, because
Mm-hmm.
everyone had to live in the dorms.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know. Because
know.
there's
I
some
know.
people who just don't want another black president, no matter what it costs.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so let me tell you about my products. So my favorite line, my hair loves coconut, by the way. Sometimes I make my own coconut oil. That's my hair's favorite. But I don't always have time to do that. So I
Right.
love this coconut line from Auntie Jackie.
Oh, I heard about Auntie Jackie's.
Yeah, it's affordable. I used to be on the Shea Moisture train, but I
Yeah.
cannot afford that, and this goes well with my hair.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
so so that's the shampoo,
Okay.
and then the conditioner,
Oh, wow. You got
and
a lot.
yeah, and it's a nice big jar, and it runs hair for like $27, which is like 10 US dollars.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
and it's a 15-ounce jar. I think in the US it retails for around $7.
Okay.
And it makes my hair so soft and manageable.
Mm-hmm.
And then I use this moisturizer from this line.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I also use like the detangler from Lauder Body. They have a coconut and shea line,
Mm-hmm.
but I
I
don't
know a
have
lot
it
about
right
it.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one. I'm not so sure about the ingredients, but it doesn't do anything to my hair. So I'm not going to be a snob, and it's cheaper than the Jackie one and easier to get here. So
Okay.
the two gels that I like, I think
Mm-hmm.
like this gel might be better for your hair because your hair is more curly.
Mm-hmm.
It makes your curls so bouncy and juicy. And
Mm.
I like that it comes in like this little packet so you can try it for without having to like get a big jar and if it doesn't work.
Right.
Yeah,
I
so
love that.
this retails for $7 here, which is like 250 ish US dollars.
Okay.
And then this gel. So when I do um like styles where I want my hair to be curly, I use
Mm-hmm.
that gel. And when I do like braids for a braid out, I'll use this gel, which is the flaxseed don't shrink gel, and it helps
Oh.
people retain length.
Okay.
Yeah. So and then I found this brand. It's a black owned, and Jackie's is black owned.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
And then
good.
this, yeah, and this brand, Twisted Sister, I think it's black owned as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I got it for really cheap, and they have some really nice products. They have like a moisturizer in a tube that a friend of mine uses, and she said it's amazing. It makes your hair really soft, and I like this. It's like a mousse. It's foaming, so it comes out like a foam.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't used it in so long. There we go. It comes out like a foam.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then like if you put it on, this is weird. If you put it on, because like it's mirrored, you know. If you
Mm-hmm.
put it on your like when you do your twist for a twist out, they look
Mm-hmm.
so good. It works
Okay.
really well, and I haven't seen it in the store since I bought this one. Well, I haven't been to a store in 6 weeks,
Right.
but so I'm saving the last of it for a special
Mm-hmm.
occasion. So that's it.
So
That's all
now,
I
since you
use.
guys have been like totally quarantined for 6 weeks, how do you get like food and things that you need? Do you order it and they deliver it to you?
They didn't really have delivery services down here before, but a few different people have started it. Um, the supermarkets are open.
Okay.
You can go. That's like one of the things you can go to. But I have asthma and fibromyalgia, so I'm not going anywhere. But I'm so grateful that I have a friend who her husband works for the power company and they're considered essential workers. So they get to shop earlier, like they get priority to shop the first hour. So when he goes in to buy groceries, they get some for me as well. So
Wow.
and she drops it off at my house, and I've just been rationing whatever I have.
Okay.
And there's like shops down the road near to my home. They're also open, so my mom or I can just run down there and get what we need. But like today, I had rice and lentils. That's
Okay.
protein, belly full. Yeah.
Right.
So
You gotta just do what you can do, right?
yeah, this isn't gonna last forever, but we just, well, I know certain politicians don't think that coming out of this alive is the goal, but that's my goal, is to get on the other side of this and come out alive,
Absolutely.
And then I can worry about making money again, because if I'm dead, I can't make money.
Exactly. Yeah. So I know today's topic is how we as small YouTubers can kind of like maximize our exposure, and especially now that we're all kind of quarantined in together. This is the perfect time to get out content and do what you can to get as many new eyeballs onto your site as you can. So what are you doing as a content creator to kind of get those eyeballs?
Well, I've been putting out content a lot more often. Before, because I teach yoga and I basically work for myself. So at the end of the day, I would prioritize going to do a session than get working on my YouTube channel. So I've been putting out a lot more content, a lot more often, and just trying different things. Trying different and seeing what works. I've actually did really well in the last month. My views have gone up by like 200% or something like that.
Oh wow,
they were not that much to begin with, but
But listen, every little bit helps. Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me.
And then I've been trying to just like connect with other YouTubers, finding out like trying to maybe set up collabs and stuff like that. Like before this whole thing happened, I would have never been up here on your live. I would be tired and sleeping.
I know. This is a hard time because I was telling everyone when I first came on that Thursdays is a hard time because everybody is going live on Thursdays. So you're competing with so many other different people who have, also great content and great things to say. Yeah. So it's hard to kind of get a niche out there, but I'm going to keep trying, see what works. If I need to move my day, I'll move my day, but I'm just trying to see what sticks. So as I'm now, just trying to do different things, get out there, network with other channels, go to other people's lives, not just to promote your stuff, but really to actively engage in other people's lives. And that's what I've been doing, like really engaging in other people's content and kind of sharing my viewpoint as a consumer, as a person who, watches YouTube as well as is a content provider. So, when I have an opportunity to say something about, what's going on, I do it. And I thank you, for jumping on and doing the same for my content, for my viewers, because, it's hard. It's hard. So if we can all band together and do, like, I don't know if you heard me when I first came on, but I was saying how, I would even take up the baton and be the ringleader for this. But if we can have like a weekly schedule about who goes on when and, whose content is up this week, so that we can all go and support. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would definitely participate in that,
Yeah.
Because sometimes when I'm good, I have my content scheduled a couple of weeks ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have my schedule based for the month of what I'm going to do. And sometimes I may deviate from that just depending on, because I do beauty, just depending on, what new things are out and what I may need to talk about. That may switch. But from the most part, I kind of know what I'm doing when I'm doing it. So even that, like, to put it on a week to say, okay, Sundays, we got this person, this person, this person. Monday, we got this person, Tuesday, Wednesday, and just go through the whole week and say, okay, this is where everybody's content kind of falls in line. This is when everybody's live is going on, so that we don't have so much competition, because right now is a perfect time for us because these bigger YouTubers aren't doing much.
Yeah, they aren't. They aren't doing that much. Yeah. Like for me, I normally go live on Instagram and do like a 30-minute yoga. Yeah, Vern's junk closet died.
Yeah. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm on my laptop, but yeah, I normally go live on Monday mornings and Thursday evenings, and on Instagram, and do like 20 to 30 minutes of yoga. But I was not feeling well this afternoon. I took a major nap, so I woke up and it was almost 7, and I was like, I don't feel like it. And I went on Instagram, and there's like all these people live on my feed. I'm like, you know what? This is just going to be so glitchy. I'm gonna have to figure something else out, because those Thursday evening lives are usually so glitchy. My internet drops. It's just not a good time.
Exactly. Thank you. Oh, thank you. The Crockett Way just came in. Thank you so much, sis. I know there's so many people. So she was in another live and came over. So I thank you so much for that. And share me out. That'd be great. We're talking about, YouTubers and, what we can do, especially now that we're all kind of quarantined in together to kind of, raise the roof for all of us. There's enough out here for everyone. YouTube is a $1 trillion business. They have so many content providers on. You're getting sleepy. Okay. I'll let you go if you're sleepy.
No, I'm good. I took a nap this afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's so much that we can do as content providers to keep our stuff fresh and keep it new and keep it inviting for others to join in. This is the time. We got to strike now while the iron is hot.
Yeah. And I just wanted to say that I love talking about natural hair. Like I've always loved my hair. I never wanted to straighten it. I straightened it in college because I was swimming and I was in the pool 3 days a week, and my mom was like, I'm gonna have to straighten your hair so you can manage it better so it doesn't all fall out. And I almost cried. And as soon as I could, I went back natural again. So I have over 30 years of experience doing my own hair.
Oh, wow.
And so if anybody wants to talk natural hair,
I love natural hair. I have to admit, I have not always been a naturalista. I think I started being natural 4 years ago.
And you know what? That's okay.
Yeah, but let me tell you what happened. So this is how my evolution came, because I grew up with my grandmother. My grandmother used to do my hair. She used to press it every weekend so that we'd be ready for, Sunday church. And my mother's mother, who was, grew up Baptist, used to, do my hair so that I can go to church with her. My father's mother was Catholic. So I also have to go to Mass the times when I stay with my dad. So my grandmother would also do my hair for that time so that they would not do my hair. Because my hair, like I said, although it was very fine, it is like cotton. It's very soft. It's very, pliable, and it's easy to get tangled and stuff. So when like people are like touching your hair and playing with my hair, it will get tangled. So my grandmother didn't want anyone to touch my hair. So she made sure that when I was going to see my dad, my hair was done. So one day she did my hair and it rained. So that beautiful cough that she sent me with, when I got to my dad's place, it was like an afro. And so he didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know what to do with it. And he was like, you need to go to the hairdresser because your grandmother, because she's from Panama, so she will take one look at my hair and she'll be like, like, no. No, she's not going to mass looking like that. So he took me to the hair salon. I think I was about 12 or 13. He got me my first relaxer. And so I was relaxed from 12 years old to 4 years ago. And so the reason why I stopped being relaxed is that I saw all of these other girls with like, their natural hair. And I was always envious, like always like, oh my God, that's so pretty. I never really knew because I was young what my natural hair looked like. So I was always like, oh, that looks pretty, but that could never be me. I don't know what my natural curl pattern is. It's not going to be nice, whatever, whatever. But every time that I went to get a relaxer, from the first time I went, every time they put the relaxer on, immediately my hair would start to burn because my scalp is very sensitive. So my scalp is the kind of scalp you cannot put those kind of chemicals on my hair because my hair will instantly have a reaction to it. And so I would go to get my hair relaxed, but I would hate to go get my hair relaxed because I knew that it would burn. People wouldn't understand it, so they would still leave it on. I would get a scalp burn. I would get this. It was always an arduous task. So I just regretted going. And then 4 years ago, one of my friends, I went to her hairdresser, and she was washing my hair, and she was like, have you ever thought about going just natural and just letting it go? She was like, because I'll give you a relaxer, but your natural curl pattern is really pretty. And I was like, I don't know what my natural curl pattern is. I don't know what that is. And so she was like, this is what it looks like. And she showed it to me in a mirror. And I was like, wow, that looks really nice. Like, I can actually see curls. Hey, Chesalika, just saw you walk in. I wanted to say hello. Hey, sis. So I was like, I want to try it. So she was like, well, we can do one of two things. We can either cut all of this perm out and start you from now being natural, or we can cut. I won't do a perm on you. We can cut. I can blow dry. I can do stuff to it. And then each time you come, you can get a little bit cut off. I said, just chop it off. Chop it off.
Yeah.
Because I'm a Virgo, so I'm like, I change my hair like I change, my clothes. Like every whim, I'm like, oh, I want to do da da da. So I was like, just chop it off. She chopped my hair off. I had a little teeny fro. Rocked that for about a year. My hair started growing, and I never looked back.
That's so cool. It's the same thing with me about relaxers. No one would ever understand my hair. And it's so much hair. And I would tell people, like, if I went to a new hairdresser, I'd be like, it's really thick. And they'd be like, oh, I do thick hair all the time. And then they would start doing my hair. And I had a hairdresser audibly sigh when she was like halfway through my hair. Because by then, on anyone else's hair, she would be done. And then, like, they would it would burn my scalp, but it wouldn't, by when they wash it out, it wouldn't be straight. The only
Mm-hmm.
hairdresser I ever liked was when I lived in New York, and like my scalp never burned, and she would do my entire relaxer from like the time she touched my hair until she washed out my relaxer would take 15 minutes. I don't know
Wow.
what voodoo magic she did, but and then she would just blow dry it, and everyone thought I had a weave because my hair is so thick. People like someone actually felt my scalp for tracks one time at a party. He was just like, I'm like, what the hell? Because in our culture, no one touches your hair. It's like
Yeah.
no one touches your hair, not just for like touching your hair reasons, but for like, you know, um, those other reasons. Like
Right.
no
Yeah.
one
I know
touches
what you're
your
talking
hair.
about.
So it's like no one touches your hair. And he just went in like this, and I'm like, I don't know you like that. What you touching my hair for? It's like I'm feeling for tracks because this can't be real. I'm like, this is my hair. What are you talking about?
Wow.
Because you can see like how thick it is and how long it is, and you can imagine all of this blown straight. And that was the only time I didn't mind going to the salon.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't like sitting in the salon and listening to people complain about stuff, and there was none of that going on because
Right.
I would kind of go after hours. I'd call her from work and I'd be like, "Are you leaving work early? I need to
Yeah.
come get my hair done," because she normally left like around 5. She's like,
Mm-hmm.
"Well, we're closing, but I'll go get my son from school and I'll wait for you." And so it'd be like the two of us very often there, and the guys would come in from the barber shop and we'd be just
Mm-hmm.
cool. And that's the only time. The only regret I have is I didn't let her start transitioning me back to straight then,
Right.
because I mean, to natural, because she started doing it like just before I left New York, and she was
Mm-hmm.
blowing out her roots and just like going to slowly go back natural. And that's but
Right.
when moved back to St. Lucia, I was like, I'm not just gonna cut it all off right away. I told my mom, we're cutting this off. We're cutting this off soon. And I was growing out my roots.
Mm-hmm.
And then after about a year of growing out my roots, I handed my mom the scissors, and I'm like, here you go, have at it.
Right.
And that was 2011, and natural hair wasn't as accepted as it was
Mm-hmm.
now. And I was teaching high school, and people were like, how are you gonna go to work? That's not gonna be professional. I'm like, you're telling me the hair that God gave me on my head that grows out of my scalp, something is wrong with it?
Right.
That's offensive to God.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's
Absolutely.
that's blasphemous. That goes against God.
Absolutely.
That just be like,
Absolutely.
that goes against God. That's all.
That's right. That's
And
right.
people would look at me super confused and be like, I'm like, it's
Right.
just
Right.
hair at the end of the day. It'll grow back,
Exactly.
and
Exactly. Hair grows
like,
back. Makeup is here to stay. Changes. You can do
mm-mm.
all kinds of different things with it. So yeah, I don't worry too much about, my hair. I do, like I said, I saw the picture, it came up on my like memories or whatever. And I was like, oh wow, I remember that because it
Yeah,
was a journey to get back to that
yeah,
list. And so I was like, that's my new goal. That's my new goal. I'm not
yeah,
that far away from it, but
yeah.
that's my new goal. That's my new goal.
And my other thing about hair too is like society pressures us to get our hair straight and Eurocentric looking,
Mm-hmm.
making us think that that will make them accept us. But at the end of the day, our skin's still gonna be this color, and they're still not gonna accept us. So
Right.
it's like doesn't even make sense, you know, to
Mm-hmm.
do your hair straight if that's the reason you're doing your hair straight, you know. And if you're
Exactly.
doing your hair straight because you like your hair straight and you want your hair straight,
Mhm.
that's a different thing. But sometimes we don't even realize the reason we want our hair to be straight is so we can conform, and so society will accept us more.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But you're doing the right stuff. Just don't touch your hair.
Nope.
It will go. People will be like, how'd you get your hair so long? How's your hair
Yeah.
so nice? And I say two things. the supplements that I take for my chronic illnesses, they
Uh-huh.
make hair healthy. And
Oh.
yeah, yeah. Like all the like prenatal vitamins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the zinc, magnesium,
Mm-hmm.
B12, the
You take
B's.
biotin?
No, I took it for a little while and I broke out really
Oh.
badly. And I don't know
Ooh.
if you notice my skin, there's not much going on my skin because I
Mm-hmm.
almost never break out. And I broke out and it was like those big, yellowy, gross looking. Yeah.
Oh
And so I looked it up
no.
online, and too much biotin can make you break out. So
Mm.
my skin was fine. So I don't do biotin. I do a good multivitamin.
Okay.
I do extra because I have deficiencies because of my mystery illness.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I do those, and I do evening primrose oil
Mm-hmm.
for you see, Vern says the biotin is too much for her too.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
And then I do evening primrose oil because I have endometriosis, and
Oh
that makes my hair
yeah.
glowy. Yeah. And also makes my nails grow really fast.
Yeah, yeah, my nails grow fast too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Vern
So
says
it's
she did
that.
biotin and pumpkin seed. Oh wow.
I broke out. It was hair and it was like a collection of them. It was gross and it
Oh
hurt.
no. Oh.
Yeah.
This is what I've been using, and I don't know if it still works, but I use Hair Affinity vitamin,
Oh,
a
okay.
multivitamin. It's supposed to be for healthy hair, but it also helps
Uh-huh.
grow your nails as well. When
Yeah.
I first took it, when it first came out and it wasn't that popular, it really helped grow my hair. Now I feel like I don't know if they changed the formula or what they did. It doesn't work the same for me anymore.
Yeah, I find that happens sometimes. Or
Like
I don't know
maybe
if
I built like a tolerance to it, but I
mm-hmm.
have to actually. That reminds me, I have to go on to their website because I had it set for automatic shipments. So I
Yeah.
want to like stop and try something else. I actually want to try like a hair oil because I'm finding that
Oh,
my
okay.
hair is getting a lot of dryness and it's itching a lot. And I used like a scalp what do you call those things? The scalp stimulators yesterday, and it felt
Yeah.
so good on my scalp.
Okay. Yeah,
So I want to try that.
I don't do anything to my scalp ever because I
No,
have
you don't put any
eczema.
oil or anything on it.
Nope, my hair doesn't like that. My scalp likes to breathe because
Okay.
I have eczema in my scalp. So the only thing I'll ever put in my scalp is my eczema medication.
Mm-hmm.
But I just moisturize my actual hair and I let my scalp, because I think this is just me making up theories, that my
Yeah.
scalp knows how to take care of itself best, how to make
Yeah.
oil and stuff. So as long as I'm using a gentle shampoo
Mm-hmm.
and letting it make its own oils and do its own thing, then it's
Mm-hmm.
fine.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I just
Your scalp does make its own oils, but I don't think I produce enough oil.
mm-hmm.
So I need a supplement to help me produce more oil because my scalp gets dry
Yeah.
fast. It also
Yeah, and
soaks
I
up
mean everyone is different.
water fast.
Oh, yeah. Everyone is different. I actually
Yeah.
just realized I have my supplements there because I was putting them out for the week. So
Oh,
that's the evening primrose oil that
improve.
I use.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're
so I
right.
take
I heard of
that.
that.
I find that brand works better for me than other
Mm-hmm.
brands. I don't like if I take other brands because I can feel it because of the endometriosis. I
Mm-hmm.
have less pain when I take it. If I take other brands, it's like I took nothing. And
Mm.
I take this one. This is just like an iron one.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
This brand is expensive though, and it's plant based. And I take their women's one a day.
Okay. Yep.
And my mom likes this one too. I tried the women's, I think it's a over 40 or over 50 for her, and she didn't like it as much as the regular women's one daily.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little pricey, but I find like my body responds well to it.
Nice.
And it's plant based, and you can like, I should check to see if their factories closed. Because on a regular day, you can watch a live feed of their factory and the people making the stuff. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Yoga with Mo, for coming on and talking with us. I so appreciate it. And let everybody know when you go live, when your content is.
Kind of don't have a set schedule right now.
Okay.
My schedule is supposed to be menstrual related topics on Mondays, because I do like eco-friendly stuff and like cloth pads and stuff like that. So I try to put those on Mondays, and something yoga on Wednesdays, and a vlog on Thursdays. Usually around 10 a.m.
Perfect.
Whatever time it is in America now, 10 a.m. Eastern that time, because our time doesn't change.
Oh, okay.
And I go live on I go live on Instagram.
No, I was going to
go live on Instagram.
On Instagram, because I am going to start that calendar so that everybody knows the days of the week that people are on, so that we can all just start supporting each other a little bit more.
Yeah, that would be so good. I have my schedule. I have my
Instagram, Brown Girl Bella on Instagram.
Yeah, I think I follow you.
Okay.
I think. I'm not sure. But I have my schedule, Fridays on and Wednesdays.
Okay.
And if I catch T when it goes on. And sometimes I do Jen Loves Reviews live on Sunday mornings. And that's like my main ones.
Perfect.
You know.
As soon as I get my new yoga mat, I'm in there.
Yes. No, you don't actually need a yoga mat to follow my yoga video.
Oh, okay.
I got yoga in
then I'm in there now.
I got yoga in bed videos.
I'm gonna be there. Absolutely.
Because I'm like, you know what? Do what you can before you have 5 minutes. 5 minutes, that's good.
That's all you need, just to get yourself going, get yourself motivated. No, absolutely. Thank you so much, Yoga with Mo.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. We'll connect on Instagram.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you so much. That was so great. We talked about everything. We talked about hair, supplements, diet, exercise, yoga. That was fantastic. I love that. I love talking to people about what it is they do and their passions, because you really find out a little bit more about people, about who you interact with on a day-to-day basis when you have that kind of conversation. So I love that. Thank you. Anybody else wants to come up, feel free. Vern's going to night. Good night, Vern. Thank you so much. Bye, Booski. Thank you, sis. I was telling everybody I'm giving my hair a break because I posted on Instagram one of my throwbacks, and seeing how my hair was so healthy and long back then, I'm like, I miss my hair. So I'm trying to give it a little break. So throwing on Natasha, my Russian spy wig that I'm going to wear for husband tonight. Yes. Oh, she was saying goodnight to Mo. Okay, I thought she was saying goodnight to me. Okay. So Vern is still in here. Hey, y'all. Hey. So, okay. Saying goodnight to Yoga with Mo. Good. Good. So you're here with me. I love it. Thank you. So yes, more ideas about what we can do. If you're just tuning in, one of the major things I think, Natasha, my Russian spy, yes. Listen, anything we could do to, get it popping. We are quarantined here together. My husband was like, I was in the kitchen. He was like, we're quarantined together. Don't you just love this? We're together. And I'm like, bruh, I'm sick of you. I am sick of you. So I'm tapping in Natasha, the Black Russian spy tonight. She's going to have her way with Scout. I'm going to find out all his secrets. Mm-hmm. That's right, girl. Late night with Shannon. I got to get it popping. That's how we keep it going. 15 years and counting. Oh, okay. So let me pour my next glass of wine while I tell you guys this, because it is officially going to be late night. So I'm going to talk about it. But first, let's talk about this wine. This is a reserve. It's called Angeline, and it is a Cabernet Sauvignon. It is by a family-owned vineyard. Really pretty bottle. Let me give you a secret for those who are not familiar about wines and how to get a good wine. And this is a twist cap. So I consider twist caps like the lightweight wines. But if they take enough time to do a beautiful label and bottle for you, and always look at the back as well. If you know nothing else about wines, if they take their time to do a good label, 9 times out of 10, it's pretty good. That's my my PSA for wine. Even though, like I said, this is a lightweight for a cab, this is like a lightweight cab. I usually do like a full body, really heavy Cabernet Sauvignon because that's my kind of thing. But this is a lighter weight. It's only $10. You know who taught me that? I've been in the industry for marketing, and I've been specifically doing wine and spirits for 10, 12 years. You know who taught me that? My father. My father taught me that. He was like, in marketing, one of the biggest things you need to have to compete with others is your brand identity. So if people don't take enough care to put in their brand identity in a light that is attractive to you, then nothing else matters. Like the flavor is not going to be right. The bottle is not going to be right. Nothing else is going to be right if they don't take the time to even do their label right. And so I've always had that stuck in the back of my head. And then when I got into marketing on my own, I discovered that, you know what, my father was actually on the money, and he was not into like marketing or anything. He was a lawyer by trade. He went to Brooklyn Law School. He went to Brooklyn College. And so that was his path. But he was an encyclopedia, knowledgeable brainiac about so many different things. And so I don't know how we got started talking about wine, but he was telling me, like, If they take enough time to put into their label, then you know that that is a brand that takes enough time to put into their product. So if it's sweet or dry, this is like a demi-sweet. It's not too dry. Although I love dry wines, this is not really a dry wine. This is fruit forward. It has moderate tannins. It says it has a richly textured finish. It's lightweight. It's lightweight. It's a perfect, enjoyable wine for the middle of a week, the weekday. You just want something, you know, really nice to drink and enjoy by yourself or with your bae. This is a decent one. This is a decent one. Yeah, I live in CT, so we have a lot of good wineries here. Although I'm not really a fan of the Connecticut wines. The whites are pretty good. Their reds are not that great because the soil here is not that dense enough for the full bodiness of the wines to come through. So I like my wines, my reds, mostly from Italy, from Spain, some from California, but mostly in the Italian regions and in Spain, because their soil there is much heavier than what we have in the United States. Yeah. So if you guys want, you know, some wine tutorials while we're talking and everything, please let me know. You know, as we're winding down, if you want wine suggestions, please let me know. Natasha is here to talk about everything you want to talk about. Wines, how to, you know, do the murder and husband, that kind of talk. You hear that. Okay, let me tell you, ladies, I think we're all ladies here. You know, I'm crazy. You know, I'm crazy. So let me tell you guys about one of my Zoom meetings I had yesterday. Talk about, you know, wind down. Oregon wines are pretty good too. And Australia has very good wines. I love Australian wines. So yesterday I was on this Zoom call and it was about sex and the mature woman. I'm gonna need to touch. Oh my God. Listen, Natasha ready, honey. Natasha ready. But yesterday I was on this Zoom call with a bunch of women and we were talking about sex and a mature woman. And they had all these different questions that came in from everyone. And I was just sitting in there taking notes. Natasha be acting up. Yeah, Natasha be acting up, honey. You know. But yes, so yesterday I was in this call. And let me just give you an idea of some of the questions that came up yesterday in our discussion, because they were quite interesting. And I have to say, I was not intrigued, I was stymied by some of the answers that came from the doctor who was talking, because I was like, My GYN would have been like, what are you talking about? So to give you an example of some of the things that happened that she was talking about, let's see, where's my little notes here? Okay. So she was talking about our orgasms dry after menopause. And so I was expecting her to talk about how the estrogen levels are low, and sometimes that can lead to vaginal dryness and discomfort. Also, when you are in perimenopausal stage and menopausal stage, that can it was this no, this was not work. This was with another organization that I'm a part of, and they were talking about this. Um, so they had like an OBGYN on, and I'm expecting her, to talk clinically about how, from what my doctor says, how when you're in perimenopause or menopause or postmenopause, your estrogen levels decrease, and you'll need to supplement with something else to maintain the same level of enjoyment when it comes to sex that you normally had. And the answers I got from that doctor were not that. They were quite just, it wasn't raw. It wasn't like she was saying stuff that was like really like clutch my pearls. But I was like, it's interesting that she would take the take on it that she did, because she never mentioned the estrogen level. She never mentioned clinically what goes through a woman's body when she's going through perimenopause, postmenopause, and menopause. She didn't talk about that. So I was just like thrown back by the fact that she never even talked about it. And so the other question that kind of threw me that she was talking about was, almost, okay, here it is. So we talked about our orgasms dry after menopause, and sometimes it can be because of the estrogen levels, but again, she never talked about that. And then this other question that came in that I thought that was very interesting was, someone said that they use a vibrator to have a clitoral orgasm, which helps her sleep, and was asking, is that normal? So I know y'all are probably like, what? Okay, so Yoga with Mo is like, oh my God, evening primrose oil helps with that. I don't get that effect, but a friend couldn't keep her hands off her husband, and her postmenopausal mom took it too and felt like a teenager again. Right. So things like, I was expecting her to say those types of things. Like, I didn't hear about the primrose oil, but there's something else to that's a supplement that people were saying after this that I was like, oh yeah, like I was expecting her to say that too as a doctor, and she didn't. And I can't think of it. Yeah, Bella After Dark, honey. No more makeup now. But I was like, you're a medical doctor. This is a time for real education about women. And these are the kind of things that I'm like, as a YouTuber, as a small YouTuber, like that kind of content, that kind of information would be so valuable to women, who are, approaching that age and are wondering about their bodies and what they're doing and how to, feel like a teenager again, and what to do when you have these kind of symptoms. And I was saying in the Crockett Ways live earlier, okay, Crockett Ways saying primrose oil helped prepare her cervix for labor. I heard there's another, is that the same supplement that actually helps you like start contracting? Is that the primrose oil that helps you contract? I can't remember. If somebody knows what that is, hit me up in the chat. Okay, be right back. She gotta go. Yoga with Mo has to go put her food away. I thought she was going. I guess Bella after dark got her back, huh? But I was dying to bring this to you guys. Okay, so that primrose oil is the one that helps you contract. Okay. So there. I was like, what in the world? Why? But I don't know if this is for everyone. I will say from my experience, when I have a clitoral orgasm versus a regular orgasm, it hits different for me. If I have a clitoral orgasm, yeah, I'm out. I'm asleep. Don't bother me. Me done for the night. Me done. But just, a regular vaginal orgasm, I can still, hang out and go for a while. And I can actually have multiples if I'm just having a straight vaginal orgasm. But if I'm having a clitoral orgasm, I'm out. Done. Wrap. Bye. I'm done. Yeah, it works. Imagine. Oh, Footy doing, your eyes are getting heavy. Thank you, Leah. Leave me running. Yeah, party done. It's a wrap. Me too for the night. Me too. I tell you. But okay. Oh, wait. There was another question I wanted to throw out here. Good night, sweetie. Good night, Footy do. Okay, there's another question I wanted to throw to my crew. So there was a woman who said, you missed the best part. That's why we have replays, honey. You can always catch me in the replays. Okay, so there's actually two more questions. So the other question that came up was, a woman said, I don't think I've ever experienced an orgasm. Is that possible? Again, the answers that she gave, I was like, oh my God, really? Like, my OBGYN would have tore her apart. She would have tore her apart because she was so helpful to me in so many ways. Not just, as I was carrying my children and doing that, but just as a woman, like understanding my body, understanding what would make me happy as a woman and how to please myself, how to please my mate, how to have my mate please me. That was like, yeah, no, she was a real doctor. Yeah, she was a real doctor. But the things that she was saying, I was just like, you know what I think it was? She was an older woman. And so she probably went to school in a time where she didn't have the same types of access to things that OBGYNs nowadays have. Like my doctor is fairly young. She's like in her 30s, 40s. And she is like on it because she reads like different things. And, she always keeps abreast of what is going on in her field. And so this elderly woman, I'm sorry, I keep saying elderly, but she's older. doctor yesterday was saying like things like, oh, well, you can try vaginal rejuvenation. I talked to my OBGYN. She was like, that is something that somebody thought up to get money. She's like, that does not rejuvenate you. It's a state of mind. So if you need to, yeah. Well, I've seen older doctors that keep up with stuff too. Like my doctor is like in her 40s and she keeps up with stuff. But this doctor, she was talking about vaginal rejuvenation as if that was a cure-all. And what my doctor was saying, sorry, I have to like adjust my thing here. What my doctor always said was, you know, that stuff is a state of mind. Vaginal rejuvenation does not in itself work. You have to, one, test your hormone levels to see where you are, to see, you know, what it is that you need. Is your estrogen too low, you know, that you need a supplement, you know, and many other things, just to see like where you are. And then we can come up with a regimen that will help you. But just, you know, doing that vaginal, no, her name was not Dr. Ruth. She was African American too. I was like really, really like disappointed because again, this was a time where she had people who she could have taken this to another level on. She could have been on YouTube doing stuff. She could have did, you know, I would have invited her here to like talk if she was that great. But it was an opportunity that was missed. She had hundreds of people in this chat. Zoom, sorry, conference call. She had hundreds of us. I have endometriosis, and some older doctors will just take 2 Advil. No, endometriosis is real. One of my very, very good friends, and she's a sorority sister of mine as well, she has that, and she has suffered so much from it. And it's not something that you can just take and you'll be okay. She's been on a heavy medication. She has had many surgeries. It is very much a painful thing. It is something that not a whole lot of people are really understanding, and not a lot of medical research has been done. And it needs to, because it's so pain. I mean, I've seen her suffer so much from endometriosis that my heart just breaks for her. And she's still not out of the woods yet. She still has some surgeries to go. So I totally understand and feel for you, Yoga with Mo. It's not a good thing. It really isn't. So what else? Oh, did I tell you about the other question she asked? No, I didn't. Okay. So the other question that was asked by someone that I thought she just missed the mark on was whether medications can decrease her inability to have an orgasm. Absolutely. Hey, it's your girl, Bree. Hello, honey. Thank you so much for coming. We've now coined this Bella After Dark because I went through makeup. We talked about YouTubers and what we need to do as YouTubers, which, if you didn't know, I'm going to say it again. I am going to take the lead on every day having people send me information about when you go live, when you do your content, so we can have a schedule from Sunday through Saturday of when everybody does what. Yeah, so she was saying, I think you're saying what to me, Burns? Is that my what? She said, can medications decrease my ability to have an orgasm? And so the doctor was like, no, I don't think so. And I was like, what? Absolutely. Absolutely. Not only does it, with some medications, hamper your ability, it may hamper your mood to even be ready for sex or be interested in sex. And she totally missed the mark on that. Totally missed the mark on that. So I was like, ugh. I was all happy. I was texting one of my good friends, and I was like, when we got the message that this was coming up, at first I was just gonna be like, I don't want to talk about that. I mean, I don't want to, hear about it. And then I was like, that might be good fodder for my Throwdown Thursdays. Because if I want to try to do 2 hours, which I'm approaching 2 hours tonight, I wanted to, to talk about things. And I was like, the questions that were coming in, I was like, I really want to hear, what my Bellas have to say. Yeah, I want to know where she went to medical school at too. Because I was just floored. When she said no, I was like, what? What? What you mean no? Absolutely. Absolutely. Medications will hamper on the male side and the female side. It was just awful. And so I was going to bring her on to talk about it. And that's why I had to switch to, YouTubers and what we need to do as YouTubers, because I was like, this is just not good. This is not good advice here. This is not advice that I want to give to my Bellas. I was like, nothing she's saying is anything that I would want to pass on to my Bellas as something you should try. If anything, I wanted to bring to say, go to your doctor and ask them these questions, because the doctor will tell you, Yoga with Mo, the doctor will tell you this can affect your sex drive. Absolutely. And if you're having trouble with lubrication, it can affect that as well. Because when your estrogen levels go down, so does your ability to create, fluids. So I just feel like she totally missed the mark on that. And I thought that to bring it to my Bellas to say, ask your doctor in questions that you need to ask. You need to feel comfortable with your GYN to be able to go to her and talk about anything. I will tell you, my mother had me at 17, 18. And so she was kind of like my big sister instead of my mother. And I remember coming home at 13 from junior high school, and one of the teenage, friends of mine said, oh, if you have sex in the pool, you can't get pregnant. And so I went home and I asked my mother, I was like, Ma, is it true? If you have sex in a pool that you can't get pregnant? And my mother was very she still is vocal and bold. So she was like, what dumb told you that? And I was like, uh-oh. She was like, if you are having sex, even if you don't have your period yet, you can still be ovulating, or you can still be going through ovulation. And yes, you can get pregnant. So don't be doing the do in the pool. like, oh. And that's when I learned, like, after that, she took me to her OBGYN, who became my OBGYN and gave birth to not my first son, my second daughter, who actually unfortunately passed away. And that's a topic for another day. And she birthed my last daughter. So she's been with me since almost the beginning. And so, like, even her, like, she's in her 60s or 70s. Hey, honey, thank you so much for leaving me running. Thank you. So yeah, I was like, yeah, no, you need to have a GYN that can talk to you about stuff. Yeah. Because, I mean, that is crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She passed away. She was born September 7th of 94, and she passed in September 13th of 94. So she only lived a few days. Beautiful, beautiful baby girl. My grandmother took one look at her and she was just like, she was just too beautiful for this world. And I heard her and I was like, okay, that means she's going back. She's going back. Yeah, 94 was a hard year for me. 94 was a hard year for me. I may do that as another live to talk about my kind of journey, because I kind of talked about it a little bit on the Crockett Ways live earlier today when we were talking about testimonies. And she was saying how, you know, she wasn't always sanctified. She wasn't always holy. And I totally agree. Although I grew up, like I said, my father's mother was Catholic. My mother's mother was Baptist. So I was always in somebody's church or somebody's mass. So I grew up with the church, but my mom had me as a teenager. She was ill-equipped to be a teenage mom. She wanted to go out and live the world and do her thing. So we were not close, and are still not close, but for other reasons. So my grandmother, for all intents and purposes, her mother became my mother. And then when she passed, I was just devastated. And when I lost her, I lost my mother. And so when I had children of my own, I always wanted to be there for them and be the kind of mother that I never had, the kind that was still cool. Like, I still, you know, I like that aspect of her that, you know, my mother is cool. Shirley's cool. Her name's Shirley, by the way. So Shirley's cool, but Shirley's not a mother. Shirley is a homegirl, somebody to kick it with, to talk to, who will give it to you straight, no chaser, but doesn't have those kind of motherly instincts like a mother has, like anybody's mother has. Shirley doesn't have those things, which is fine. I mean, you know, I had my grandmother for that. I had my father for that. So those are the kind of people that gave me that other half of what I needed. But I was so feeling Lena when she was talking about how she was a wild child, because I was a wild child. I was out there in the streets doing me. And so when you have that kind of experience, it's hard to reel that back and say, okay, now I got to get into this mindset where I gotta be this way. But for me, when I found out I was having my son, I was all on it. I was like, yep, I'm gonna be there. Yep. This is what I'm gonna do. And I was never the type of person who was like, I want to be a mother. Like that was not my aspiration. Like I wasn't like, oh, I see a baby. Oh, I want a baby. Oh, like my heartstrings are pouring. That wasn't me. I was like, I grew up an only child. I was like, if I don't have a baby, I'm okay. I'm not gonna be worse for wear with it. But yeah, with Mosa, she was such a good girl. I was so not. I was so not a good girl. I was so not a good girl. And because I was living with my grandmother, like I could do things. And also because at 15, I was working on Wall Street. I was making my own money. I was balling, And so I could do things that the other average 15-year-old couldn't do. I was wearing makeup. I was tall, 5'6". And so I could wear heels and be comfortable in that. So I can go out after work. I went to the clubs. I went to, all the New York nightclubs. I was in, recording studios, hanging out, just doing a do. Oh, your heartstrings are always pulling. Not me growing up, like being a teenager. That was not me. Now, as an older doll, seasoned Bella, I call us. Now as a seasoned Bella, I can feel it. Like I've had my kids, so I'm not trying to have any more kids. But when I see a baby now, I'm like, oh, my ovaries. I want one. But I want one to like spoil and bring back. Like I could be the perfect like rich auntie, the bougie auntie that comes. Oh, well, back when we could go and get our nails done, like me and her would go and get our nails done and get our hair done, and then I'd send her back to mom. Like that was the kind of auntie. I have more godchildren than I have actual children. I have 3 goddaughters and I have 2 gods. So I have 5 godchildren. When you were a teenager, you thought you have a house full of children? Never me. I was never that person that thought that I would aspire to have children, because my best friend at the time, and I really want to tell this story, but it's too long and I'm going to wrap up soon. But her and I were like 2 peas in a pod, and I met her when I was 12. And then she also had my godson at 16, 15, 16, something around there. And like I said, by that time I was working on Wall Street, and she had my godson, and me and Mikey went everywhere together. Like every time I got paid, I bought him an outfit, I bought him sneakers, I bought him, stuff, toys, whatever he wanted, he got. And I spoiled him rotten. And like, I would, change the diapers, and I'd do all that stuff because she never wanted to change the diaper. She was like, I don't want to do that. Me, I was like, yeah, I'll change his diaper, whatever. But that kind of taught me that I didn't want to have kids of my own. Like I was like, I don't want to do this on my own. Like for real. Like I'll do this temporarily for my girl, but as for me, nah. Mm-mm. And then it all changed. But yeah, so to wrap everything up, because I know everybody is probably sleepy. It's like 11:03 here. We've been on almost 2 hours talking about host of things. But just to wrap everything up for you, Bellas, I am going to put together a schedule for all of my small YouTubers so that we have each day of the week and who's doing what, so we can figure out how to best prepare for these type of things where everybody has a lot going on. We only have so much, room to grow, but everybody needs a space to express themselves. So I'm going to do that. I'm also going to find a expert, not that woman that I talked to yesterday, so that we can talk about more about women and men too, if you want. I have a platform that has men on it as well about, sexual health and how to have the best sex of your lives. Jasmine, hey Jasmine. I'm still on here talking ish. I was trying to wrap up. But to wrap everything up, I was talking about doing that weekly schedule so everybody knows when everybody's going live, when everybody has content, blah, 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 blah. So we all know when people are doing what. Then I also want to bring on for my Throwdown Thursdays or whatever it's going to end up being, depending on how many people are going live during this time. I want to bring on some experts to talk about sexual health because, like I said, Jasmine, you can see the live to hear the questions and the answers that I had. I know, girl. I was going in too. You need to catch that replay. But I was talking about how I was on another platform. I was on a Zoom conference call yesterday, and we were talking about sexual health. And this doctor was just so out of touch in what she was bringing forth as viable options for women who may be going through sexual dysfunction in their relationships or vaginal dryness. You're talking about a whole host of things. And so I was like, yeah, definitely rewatch. It's quite interesting. And so we were talking about that and how I would love to bring an expert on to really talk more about that, because I thought I would be able to bring this woman on that I talked to yesterday. But I was just like, she's just so out of touch with what women need to hear and know. And my doctor, who I love to death, she's definitely afraid of like talking in this kind of platform, but she would be excellent for that. But I'm going to try to find somebody who would not be afraid to come on and talk to us about it. Because I think, again, that's a subject that we really need to talk about. No problem, Yoga with Mo. Like I said, I'm about to wrap up anyway, but good night. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for sharing your hair care tips and your tips about being a small YouTuber. Jasmine, any tips that you can share with the people to wrap things up about being a small YouTuber? What have you found in your experience so far being here? I'll give you the last word since you just popped on. Jasmine. Jasmine, you want to come on and talk about your experience thus far as a small YouTuber, or you want to share some thoughts in the chat to wrap us up? What do you think? No, yes, no. All right, while I'm waiting for her to answer, let me wrap up with a couple of things that I was able to get, since Sephora hates me and won't send me my information, my stuff that I ordered. I got a Viseart palette. This is their newest one. This is called the Spritz palette. And it opens up like this, as all their minis do, and it folds out. And then this plastic piece comes off. And these are the shadows. I'm going to tell you now my 3 best eyeshadows that I love in order. Pat McGrath, Natasha Denona, and Vizier. Those are the 3 that I love. Yeah, about the YouTube community, sweetie. You're learning a lot. Everyone is so supportive. Yeah, everyone really is supportive, especially in the smaller community. It helps to have people who really are in your corner. And this is the other thing that I got. This is a, oh, you can't see it. It's a solid brush cleaner by Japanese. And it is goat milk. It smells so good. Like, I've just been smelling it like, oh my God, it's so good. But I got this because I got a bunch of new natural hair brushes that came in this week. These are by Sonia G. And these are all natural hair, handcrafted in Japan, Kimono, Japan. And I will go through them more when I get my Sephora stuff and talk about all of the new things that I hold. But these are all the new brushes that I got. And as you can see, some of them are already used. But these are the brushes that I got this week. And I absolutely love them and have been rocking them since I got them. So thank you all for joining. Like I said, I'm going to see what's going on with other YouTubers and try to come up with a plan to get more people on whatever day I end up doing it, whether it is a, whether it ends up still being a Throwdown Thursdays or perhaps another day. But the ones who came on, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I love you all. Continue to be safe. Continue to watch out for yourselves as well as your loved ones. Cover up when you go out if you have to go out. Be safe. Take care of yourselves. And I will see you back here next time. Until then, you've been bellified. Take care.